So there was a study done, and they determined that the risk of having a heart attack is 20% more on Monday mornings. They believe that a potential reason for this is because people are faced with the reality, the shock of having to go back to a job that they don't enjoy on Monday morning. No one really wants you to realize your dreams. They want you to work for them. They want to keep you comfortable, not asking too many questions. Maybe besides, your mom. But, even if that is your brown mom, she wants me to, she wanted us to become engineers, lawyers, doctors. It comes out of a place of love, but she doesn't want you to realistically go after your dreams. She just wants you to have a good life, a life that they didn't have. And it was understandable at their time, right? They had kids, they had to get out of the war. My mom and dad came here as refugees, right? They had to work, they had to do things that they didn't like. They had to give up on their dreams so that they could provide. But them providing has given us a platform to stand onto, a foundation that we can build from. So why are we choosing to do things that keep us from being happy? Hypothetically, if you live for 90 years, 30 of those years will be spent working in the rat race, doing something that you don't like. And I absolutely think that is unacceptable. We should be doing things that we enjoy instead of being of that consumer mindset. We should have that producer mindset where we produce things that bring value to society. That's how it was in the olden days. It wasn't about consumerism and purchasing everything and trying to get the next dream car, trying to get the next biggest TV, trying to get the next big house. It was about the basic needs, right? Food, shelter. And then after that, it was people providing value to each other, right? So there's mechanics who like working on cars. They build cars, they fix cars. And there's people that like doing agriculture. They create food, they make grains, they make things that people need for necessary for survival. And people trade things. We give up our time just so we can buy the next new thing, our dream car. And then what ends up happening is you have all these things that you have, right? That you need to maintain because you want to keep up appearances. You don't want to lose them. And so you have to keep giving up even more time. You have to go work. You have to work longer because you've got this lifestyle that you need to sustain and that brings you more headaches than happiness. You can't escape, can't do the things you want to do. It's tough, man. But only just for a couple of months, try it out. And that time that obviously everyone's got bills, everyone's got problems. It's not just you with problems. Whatever problem you've got, there's thousands of other people's with the exact same problem. But spend a couple of months, give yourself a 6-month time frame to try something that you enjoy as a side gig, right? Get good at it. What you'll notice is that you look forward to that time versus your regular job. Now, there are a lot of you that might say, you don't have a hobby or you don't have something that you like, right? And it's hard. It's hard to figure that out. I'm still trying to figure that out, right? But what you need to do is spend some time alone with yourself. Okay? This is what we talk about, as determining your purpose for your life. You need to spend some time with yourself, some alone time, and just talk to yourself. This is how I would start, right? This is how I started, actually. If I woke up with $1 billion tomorrow, what would I spend the rest of my time doing? Some of you might say, you'd buy this, you'd buy that, you'd do, you have a couple of things that you wanted to do, you do all of that, right? But after you do all of that, on a day-to-day, what would you spend the rest of your time doing? Think about that. Once you determine what that is, start working on it, start getting good at it, and eventually you will find ways that you can monetize this, right? The age of the internet, there's absolutely no excuse as to why you can't figure out a way to monetize what you do. Now, some individuals do say, they don't want to take their hobby and they don't want to make an income out of it because they don't want to make it seem like a job and ruin that hobby in general. Now, my perspective on this is that you can say you don't want to monetize your hobby, but would you rather do something that you don't like? You don't want to monetize your hobby. You can have that fear that eventually it becomes something that you hate. It doesn't mean that you always need to be doing the exact same thing, right? You can find a new hobby. Wouldn't you rather be doing things that you enjoy, that you have a passion for? rather than spending 1/3 of your life in a 24-hour day, right? 8 hours spent doing something that you don't like. I used to say, I'll wait till I make more money, and then eventually once I make a certain amount of money, I'll retire, and then I'll do the things I wanted to do. Now, I think that's a bad way to go about it. I know there's a lot of people that have that exact same mindset. I've changed that now, and let me tell you why. The reason for this is, recently when my boy passed away, 2 years older than me, right? When he passed away, I came to the conclusion that there were things that he probably wanted to do after, even though he achieved so much. There were probably things that he wanted to do after he made a bit more money. People say that's when you sort of discover your purpose and what you were actually put on this world for. But there is no guarantee of that future. The way we're going about it is, we add so many things to our lives that we will have to end up becoming a slave to those things that we have in our life. You will have to work. You're going to have to work till you're, 55, 65 until you get that pension. So why not? Eventually, yes, once you do make that money, you will get to do those things in your life. But why not start right now? This is what you want to do, right? Down the road, once you make money, why not start right now and find a way to monetize it? And we have one life, right? Wouldn't you want to try different things? Why the fear of, if you monetize your hobby, you start not liking it anymore? You can try something else after that, right? There's so many things in this world that you can do. Why do you need to stick to that one thing? You're going to need to go through setbacks and situations that stress you out and being uncomfortable. Situations that put you in a bad place. But that's how you get better. Nothing worth doing is easy. There will be setbacks with everything. Every successful person has had to go through setbacks and has had to make mistakes and has had to fail in order to get to where they are now. There are going to be times where you aren't going to like the things that you need to do, even if your hobby. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be problems. But as long as you do what needs to be done, you will feel better. You will enjoy it, and you will reap the rewards rather than the consequences of not doing what needs to be done. Thousands of people have the exact same problems and issues that you have, but making excuses will ensure that you live without realizing your full potential. We only have one life, but if you work hard, that one life is more than enough. Alpha team, let's get to work.